Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Subject Chemistry Grade 8, Chapter number 22, Water, page number 292. So the student learning outcome, removing hardness and temporary hardness. So let's see how can we remove the hardness from the water. Removing hardness, you have now seen how hard water is formed. The calcium or magnesium in the water is present as charged particles called ion. When an atom gain or lose electron, it convert into ions. So these, the most common case of hardness is in the calcium ion. So you can see here, it's mean it lose 2 electrons. That's the reason it got plus 2 charge on it. The calcium ion react with ions from soap, sodium straight to form scum. So you can see this equation here. These are calcium ions plus straight ion. When they combine, what they form? Calcium straits. So here hard water plus soap, what's form in the, instead of forming here form, what they form here? Scum. If we can remove these calcium plus ions from the water, we will get rid of the hardness. Actually this, the calcium plus ions, they cause the hardness. Okay, so if we remove them from the water, it's mean the water will be good, or you can say that as soft water. So the temporary hardness, do you remember how calcium ions form insoluble calcium carbonate get into hard water? Limestone react with acidic rainwater. It forms a solution of calcium ion and hydrogen carbonate ion. So the reaction between limestone and acidic rain will give us hydrogen carbonate. That reaction we already discussed. So this is called temporary hardness. When why we can name as it's temporary? Because we can remove it easily. When this solution is boiled, the calcium and hydrogen carbonate ions react, because at boiling temperature or at boiling point, you can say that their activation energy increased and they start to react with each other. They turns back into the insoluble calcium carbonate. So instead of calcium ion, they convert into calcium carbonate. Therefore calcium ions are removed from the water. That's the reason in this way you can get rid from calcium ions. For example, this is the equation here, calcium ions plus hydrogen carbonates ion. When they react, or you can say that when we boil them this water, they give us calcium carbonate plus carbon dioxide and water. So you can see here these ions, when they react with hydrogen carbonate ions, they give us calcium carbonate, carbon dioxide and water. These are products. The other thing, we this in the gaseous form remove out, escape from the water, and this will settle down. The calcium carbonate form in the lime scale. You get inside kettle and hot water pipes. Temporary hard water can be softened by boiling. So this is the simplest method to get rid from the temporary hardness, by boiling. Do you think this is a cheap way to get rid to hardness? Imagine your heating bills if you had to boil all your water before you would use for washing machine. So can you imagine that? It's a cheaper, because what happened when you boil, you use or consume lot of energy in the form of electricity or in the form of coal or like gas. So it's mean it's not as cheap as we think. However, not all hard water can be softened by boiling. Other calcium compounds such as calcium sulfate from gypsum are not removed by boiling. So these form permanently hard water. So inshallah next session we will discuss about this and its methods. Thanks for Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Subject Chemistry, Grade 8, Chapter number 22, water. Page number 293. So first let's see the student learning outcome or the objective of the lessons that inshallah we discuss today and try to understand all of them one by one. Number one, removing all types of hardness. Number two, washing soda with the help we name as its sodium carbonate. This is the chemical formula name of washing soda. Second method that we apply as ion exchange column. So these two methods we apply one by one to removing the hardness of water. So let's start today's lesson. Removing all types of hardness, we have seen how we can soften temporarily hard water by boiling. We know that if the hard water, we just use the boiling to remove the hardness of water. But there is also another type which we name as permanent hardness can also be removed. Permanent means forever. So what we do the steps, but all types of hardness can be removed from water. Number one, the method that we already discussed named as washing soda, or we name it as sodium carbonate, the chemical formula of washing soda. When you add washing soda to hard water, what happens? The calcium ions, as we know that, are removed. They react with carbonate ions from the washing soda, or you can say that sodium carbonate. So a reaction is going between them. This forms insoluble calcium carbonate. So this insoluble reaction or the carbonate, here you can see that how calcium ions plus carbonate ions, they react to each other and what they form? Calcium carbonate. So this also in ionic form, plus minus attract each other, make a compound or molecule named as calcium carbonate. See this equation and try to repeat it now. So see this technique. This is called an ionic equation because we have here ions. You see this Ca2 plus and this CO3 minus 2. Okay, so these are ions. What is an ion? When an atom gain or lose electron, we name as it ions. So in the next form, you get a product that is neutral. It only shows the ions which are affected the reaction. So here we just see the reaction, nothing else. If a solid forms when two solutions are mixed, it is called a precipitation reaction. When two liquids mix and a solid form, like in the form of precipitate, we name as it precipitation reaction. Most modern washing powders have their own water softener added. You know that different types of detergents like Excel, Ariel, and other companies also, they use their own softeners that they added in their washing powders or in their detergent. Instead of you need to add separately, they already added these kinds of softener in their products to make the water soft and make it good for the cleaning purposes. Now the second method is ion exchange column. So what is this? You can see here this a column, we name as it ion exchange column. So this you can see here easily. Now what happened in it? This method is more suitable for large scale. If you want to treat a water on larger scale, then you use this type of method named as ion exchange. Treatment of hot water. Look at the diagram. This the diagram. These are the ion exchange resins that present in this the incoming, or you can say that the water you add from here or water comes from this side and goes out from that side after filtrating, or the reaction will happen. The column is filled with a resin which holds plenty of sodium ion. Again, as the name is ion exchange, so it's mean this resin these name as ions of sodium and a positive ion. We know that when sodium atom lose one electron, it gain a positive charge on it, so it's named as sodium ion. Hard water goes in the top. From here, at the above surface, the hard water or the water you want to treat it, or you want to make it soft, to add this water from this side. Okay, after that it move from the resin, and then what happened, it start to move down. On the way down, the calcium ions are swapped from sodium ions. Then the calcium ions get stuck on the resins. Sodium ions which don't cause hardness. We know that the sodium ions don't cause any types of hardness for the water. Then which don't cause hardness comes out in the water at the bottom. So this also a flow diagram. You can see here the actual reaction, what happened. These are ions, okay, and then the hard water will come, it will stuck with them, and in the case of calcium, instead of this, they replace with calcium the sodium, and then it will be go down, and the water that before entering was hard, and after filtrating from the ion exchange column, it will become soft water. So thanks for watching.